Kohalo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Our double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also, Shalom to the remnant of Israel, all right, the elect. This video is going to be another reading of Lamentations chapter 2, except for we are going to now go into the 1611 King James and go a little bit more beneath, the surface, all right, or maybe more into the surface, all right, of these things. All right, let me get here first. All right. Lamentation is after Jeremiah. Okay, so again, this is the 1611 King James. These things are in Old English. Okay, so just bear with me if I have to go over words a couple times or a few times. All right, but we're gonna read this, and we're gonna go a little bit. I don't know. You can still consider them surface things, but we are gonna go into other scriptures that go along with what is being said here in Lamentation. All right, second chapter. Okay, if you or I'll just go ahead and go. The reason why we're reading Lamentations, second chapter, is because in the topic, in the last series that we did before these readings of Lamentation 2 on this channel, okay, we did a series that I got from notes, okay, from my teachers, okay, and it was titled The Rebel with the Sweetest Voice, Lucifer. All right, what that had to do with is the fable of Lucifer, or the devil, or Satan, okay, gathering amongst himself angels in the heavens, okay, and then rebelling against the Lord, all right, and consequently being cast down to earth. Okay, that is a fable that has been taught, and it is still being taught because of a lack of understanding, ultimately because of lack of, or ultimately because the Lord willed it for these people to be deceptive, have no understanding, and to make way for the truth. Okay, these lies make way for the truth. All right, the truth is undeniable. All right, especially when you hold it up next to a lie. It reminds me of I don't know which comedian. I think it was. Yeah, I'm not going to mention any names. There was a comedian that had a joke about the Chrysler 300s when they first came out. All right, people were going around saying that it looked like a Bentley. Okay, so if you had caught if you've seen a real Bentley, we'll just say that if you've seen a real Bentley on TV, your mind probably folded and turned that Chrysler into looking like one. Okay, but anyway, the comedian said that the Chrysler 300 looked like a Bentley until a real Bentley pulled up. Okay, so the lie seems like truth. These lies seem like the truth. They have seemed like the truth until the truth pulled up. All right. So the Lord has got this truth running around the earth, going around the earth, smashing all these lies, man. Okay, so they use deceptiveness. They use bread and circuses to keep you from it. All right, or your incredulity keeps you from it. Okay. The big picture is, or the main thing is, the Lord is keeping many, many, many more so than not, keeping many people from the truth because it's not for everyone. It is not for everyone. That's why this thing is coded. All right. And even though the truth is being broken down, these codes are being unlocked in front of you before your eyes. All right. With the teachings of the men of the Lord, through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the Holy Spirit. All right. These truths are being unlocked. Okay. But if the Lord still doesn't want you to see it, you are still not going to get it. Okay. The more these things are unlocked, the more um, the more people are setting in their lot. All right. The Lord has put a spiritual club on you to where you can't turn. You can't turn. If He doesn't want you, you can't make yourself get this. All right. Or understand it. As a matter of fact, this is Revelation 22 and verse 10. Okay, and the heading above this verse in the King James, not the 1611 King James. Actually, we can see what it says in here. Let's see. Revelation 22. In verse 10. All right, I will read the heading from the regular King James. The heading says, the final message. All right, but I'm going to read 10 and 11. Okay? This is out of the 1611 King James. It says, and He saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. All right, again, what did Revelation 1 and 3 say? It said, blessed is he that readeth, and they that have the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right. So back in Revelation 22, verses 10 and 11, I'm going to read 10 again. All right. It says, and He saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Just speaking of the men of the earth, or the men of the Lord that are on the earth now, they are not sealing, or they are not keeping secret any of these things that are written in this book. All right, they are letting it all be known in truth and sincerity, in truth and in sincerity. So the truth is in the earth, man. All right, but guess what? If the Lord doesn't want you to get it, all right, you're still not going to get it. This is verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. All right, so this truth set people in their lot even more. All right, if you are unjust, okay, if you are unrighteous, and even on the flip side of those things, you are going to settle more in your lot. Okay. And we've stated this before, that you people outside of this truth, all right, for one, you're not going to have an excuse. You're not going to be able to say that you didn't hear. Okay. You and everyone else, including myself, all right, we're all building testimonies. Are they going to work for you or work against you in the day that the Lord returns? As a matter of fact, Let's go back to Revelation 22 and 12 now. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. All right? Man, I want to read this whole thing, but I'm trying to get to the point, man. So, reward. Most people think that that word is going to mean something positive. All right? But he has reward for the wicked, man. He has your reward for the unjust, okay? For the filthy, for the righteous, for the holy. All of these categories have their reward, and the Lord is coming with them. All right. Okay. Let's see what Romans 2:6 says. All right. This is Romans chapter 2, verse 6. Let me see. Who will render to every man according to his deeds? All right. So every man is going to get a reward according to your deeds. All right. The reason why I keep shaking my head, I just keep thinking people, all right, in general, but especially niggas probably, are going to come up with some excuse about you didn't know, or you was just playing, or just some excuse, man. That ain't going to work. There are going to be people trying to fix their lips, trying to plead to the Lord in that day for themselves or for their children. You think the Lord, you think it matters your age when it comes to the Lord, all right? You think it matters if you walk a old lady across the street every day. All right. We've said this before also. You can lie to yourself and fool other people, but you cannot and will not fool the Lord, man. He programmed you the way you are. The steps that you don't even know that you're going to take tomorrow or even within the next 5 seconds, he knows it already. Okay? So let's go to Lamentation. This is chapter 2. And this is speaking of all the things that the Lord has done with Israel. All right, Israelites. Okay, daughter of Zion. This all speaks of us, man, the Israelites. Okay, all of these things happen all because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Okay, you can apply this to back when the temple got ransacked. Okay, this is a part of our the Israelites' walk on this earth, man. This is a part of the punishments. Okay, the Lord walking contrary to us because we walk contrary to Him. All right, and this is what we read about in Lamentations, the 2nd chapter. Okay, so again, this is Lamentations, 2nd chapter in the 1611 King James version. All right, which again, since I pointed that out, let me point out this thing has the Apocrypha in it. All right, Ecclesiasticus, Wisdom of Solomon. All right, Esdras. Okay, just to name a few. Maccabees. All right, just to name a few. Okay, Baruch. That was taken out of scriptures. By whom and why? Why? Why and by whom? Anyway, Lamentation. Let me go before I get on a rant. This is Lamentations chapter 2. Okay. So, the summary in this book says Jeremiah lamenteth the misery of Jerusalem. he complaineth thereof to God. All right. Okay, so it reads, how hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. All right, so we were known as the sons of God, man. And the more we disobeyed, all right, the more it makes that evident. We have fallen from the state of being known as the sons of, we were known as the sons of God, all right? Now, what are we known as? Black, African American, niggas. I'm just speaking Judah, okay? There are 12 tribes, okay? There are 12 tribes of Israel. I'm just speaking about Judah. Just in those instances, black, which Issachar, they called them black. Gad, they called them black. They like to group people together and call us that. Anyway, we fell from our high state, okay? We fell from that. And we look like this now. If you don't know what I mean by look like this, I don't mean go look into an, you can go look into a mirror, okay? But really, look at how the world portrays you on the screen. For you Latinos, you Native Americans, and you blacks, look how you are portrayed. Look at the codes that you stick to. None of them are your own. These are the law, statutes, and commandments that you should be sticking to. Not what the world holds you up. They put a spotlight on you. They make you big in this world as long as you hold to their standard of what you are. Okay? But the Lord did that. Okay? Because again, we walk contrary to him. All right? But he wrote all of this out, man, for our learning. Let me see what this is. Hold on. Let me go to Romans 15:4. It reads, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Okay. This is verse 2 of Lamentations, chapter 2, in the 1611 King James. It reads, The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and hath not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted, excuse me, he hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. Okay? Everything about us has degraded. All right? Everything. Everything has degraded. Uh, and he hasn't had any pity on us, man. Okay? All right. So verse 3. He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. Okay, all of our power that we have, man. He's cut it off. All right. As a matter of fact, he is our power. All right. He is our power. All right. And a lot of us are cut off from him. 2/3 of us, as a matter of fact, are cut off. And 2/3 of us in America, excuse me, 2/3 of us in America have been cut off. Okay. He hath cut off in his fear. This is again verse 3. He hath cut off his fierce anger. Wait a minute. He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. He hath drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire which devoureth round about. All right, he didn't hold back the enemy from being our whooping stick, man. So the more you get mad at what is done to our people in this place, right? The Lord did this. The Lord is not holding them back. All right, and there's a time where it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse pretty soon. And we are surrounded by everywhere by our enemies, man. And they do their pleasure with us, all right, when it comes to destroying us. This is verse 4. He hath bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary, and slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. This is why such terrible things have happened to us and haven't happened to a nation on this earth like what has happened to the Israelites. All right, that's why we are numb by all these troubles going around in the world, man. Nothing has happened like the things that have happened to us over and over and over. All right, history repeats itself. Okay. Verse 5. The Lord was an enemy. He hath swallowed up Israel. He hath swallowed up all her places. He hath destroyed his strongholds, and hath increased in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation. Okay, woe, sorrow, crying. He has increased it in Israelites. All right. Okay. Verse 6. And he hath violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were of a garden. He hath destroyed his places of the assembly. The Lord hath caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and hath despised in the indignation of his anger the king and the priests. So all the high people that we know, okay, in our communities, all right, he cut them off. All right. And they teach wicked things now, okay? They don't even know what's going on, and we blindly follow them because we think they got some type of status in this world. All right, and as far as the Sabbaths, what did it say he did? The Lord hath caused the solemn feasts and the Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion. Most of our people have no idea what a Sabbath is, all right, and the solemn feast days. Okay? I know what Sabbaths are, all right? All right? And a couple other feast days, all right? The Feast of Leavened Bread, all right? The Feast of Unleavened Bread, excuse me. Passover, all right? But a lot of our people don't even want to hear about these things because some of our kings and priests teach that the laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with. All right, but then some of us will go celebrate or do the. We think that the Sabbaths are on Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Whose is that? Where in the scriptures does it say Friday, Saturday, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown? All right, what I get behind this is, well, you count the days and see it lands on Friday. There was no Friday and Saturday. There was no Friday and Saturday. There was no calendar. So how do you count the Sabbaths? How do you know what day the Sabbath starts? He told you in Genesis. All right. Okay. It goes by the moon. The new moon starts a new month. And you count the days from there. You don't go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't work like that. All right. But even if you figure that out, we got people in our communities teaching that the laws are done away with. Okay, let's see what. Let's go to Psalm 80 and 13. All right, it reads. I'm gonna start at 12. It reads. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? All right, the hedges, the safety of the Lord, man. The Lord broke them things down, broke down our safety, man. The boar out of the wood doth waste it, and the wild beasts of the field doth devour it. All these other nations, man, we are not safe around them. They can do they can do their will. I mean, they do the Lord's will by being our whooping stick. All right, and they devour us. Okay, they pick us apart, man. And I don't mean just it doesn't happen by violence all the time. It happens by deception most of the time. They have you going against your power, right? By giving you certain things to believe in, even yourself. Right? They tell you to believe in you. You're an individual. Do what you want. Just do it. That's a form of pride, man. And that's you putting yourself above the Lord. That's a strong one they got you. They got you with. All right. Psalm 80 and 15. In the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself, it is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. All right. All right. So we can go on with that. It's the same thing over and over. Let's go to Psalm 89 and 41. All that pass by, let me see. Let's start at 39. Psalm 89 and 39. Thou hast made void the covenant of thy servant. Thou hast profaned his crown by casting it to the ground. All right, we fell from from the state of being known as the sons of God. Okay, thou hast broken down all his hedges. Again, taken away our walls. When we dwelt with the Lord, man, we were safe. Okay, thou hast brought his strongholds to ruin. All that pass by the way spoil him. He is a reproach to his neighbors. Now, let me read that in the NLT. Psalm 89 and 41. Everyone who comes along has robbed him, and he has become a joke to his neighbors. And if we're not a joke, man, I don't know what is, man. Okay? Man, you can just keep reading down that Psalm 89. All right. So let's go back to Lamentation. Actually, no, let's go to Isaiah 5 and 5. This is Isaiah 5 and chapter 5. Or chapter 5, verse 5. All right. It reads, and now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the heads thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. All right. And I will, this is verse 6, and I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned, nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. All right, let's go to the NLT. Isaiah 5, and I'll start at 4. In the NLT, it reads, "What more could I have done for my vineyard that I have not already done? When I expected sweet grapes, why did my vineyard give me bitter grapes? Now let me tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will tear down its hedges and let it be destroyed. I will break down its walls and let the animals trample it. I will make it a wild place where the vines are not pruned and the ground is not hoed, a place overgrown with briars and thorns. I will command the clouds to drop no rain on it." All right. I'm gonna go ahead and read on with verse 7. This is Isaiah 5 and 7. "The nation of Israel is the vineyard of the Lord of heaven's armies. The people of Judah are his pleasant garden. He expected a crop of justice, but instead he found oppression. He expected to find righteousness, but instead he heard cries of violence." All right. So he has brought us down, man. All right. Let me find this verse in here. This is Jeremiah. Let me go here. Let me see. Let me read it in the 16:11. Jeremiah chapter 2. It's not. This is the way we are now. Is not the way the Lord planted us, man. This is what He had in store for us to learn obedience. We had to go through all of this to learn obedience. But when He first planted us, the condition that we are in now, okay, destroy, all right, destruction, all right. That word destruction, destructure is in that, all right. Take away order, all right. That's what He did, all right. We have no order, man, for the most part, all right. The remnant, Lord willing, of that number is starting to come back into order through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, and the men on the earth. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 2, okay, and verse 21. Despite all of this, the way that we are now, it says, "Yet I had planted thee a noble vine." We were noble, men, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Okay? We turned into a degenerate plant. He didn't plant us like this. He did not plant us like this, all right? He gave us over to our vile affections, man. Okay? So, let's go back to Lamentation chapter 2 and verse 7. It reads, "The Lord hath cast off his altar. He hath abhorred his sanctuary. He hath given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord as in the day of a solemn feast." These people celebrate seeing us in this condition. They think that they have won at this point. All right? They're just putting on the bow. But the Lord is going to come, Barakatah Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai is going to come and put a stop to it. Okay? And then put us back in order. All right? We're not going to be in the kingdom acting like we are now. No. And 2/3 of us have to die and get cut off. And we understand why. Especially when you look at these American niggas over here, man. We understand why they have to die. All right, this is verse 8, Lamentation 2 and 8. The Lord hath purposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He hath stretched out a line. He hath not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languish together. So we are crying out, man. The Lord's men are crying out. All right, and he hasn't held back, even to this day. Okay? He has not held back punishments. Okay? Bringing us down to the ground, all right? He's not done with us yet, man. This is verse 9, Lamentation 2 and 9. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He hath destroyed and broken her bars. No safety, man. All right. He hath destroyed and broken her bars. Her king and her princes are among the Gentiles. What does that mean? All right. They're not even following after their power. They are in a Gentile state of mind, man. And we're going to read more about this because he speaks about this more. The law is no more. Is that what we hear? The law is dead now, right? The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord. All right. Let's go to Psalm 74 and 9. Man. Psalm 74 and 9. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet. I've heard this too, man. Neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. Okay, the NLT reads, we no longer see your miraculous signs. All the prophets are gone, and no one can tell us when it will end. All right, the Lord is blocking this truth from you. All right, his signs are everywhere. What he told you is everywhere in this book, man. All right, all the prophets are gone. They're here, man. All right, this is what the what did it say? This is what people say now. This is what the king and the priests of our nations say now, the high ones. All right, the ones that we put on a pedestal. All right. Verse 10, Lamentation 2 and 10. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground. All right, we are in a very, very low state, man. Verse 11, mine eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the sucklings swoon in the streets of the city. Is that not happening now? They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? When they swooned as the wounded in the streets of the city, when their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom. All right. That just reminded me of you see a lot of stories where mothers are pleading for their children who are dying in these streets. I'm talking about nowadays. All right, they son out there doing shit that they shouldn't be doing. All right, and the mother's going out there pleading for their babies, man, getting murdered, getting shot down. All right. Verse 13 of Lamentation chapter 2, what things shall I take to witness for thee? What things shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee? All right, so there's no comparison to what we have been through. All right, as the nation of Israel, no comparison. Again, which is why we are numb to the things going on around this earth, man. All right, the Lord is starting to turn his hand against these other nations. Okay, they are getting a little bit of a taste of what's been going on with us. All right, so we are numb to it. And who can heal us, man? Who can heal us? Was it Malcolm? Was it Martin? All right, was it Gandhi because he dark skinned? I don't even think he liked niggas, man. I'm gonna have to go and research that, but I thought I had seen that someplace. All right, is it Kamala? Okay, is Kamala black? I'm just saying they promote her two different ways. They push her two different ways. All right, first she started off being the first Indian. Okay, but now she's the first black. Which one is it? She black or is she Indian? What is her father? All right, what is her father's father? Okay. All right, the answer is none of these people. All right, the only one who can save us is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. Verse 14 of Lamentations chapter 2. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. Now, hold on now. If that didn't seem too clear, let's do this. Jeremiah 2 and 8. Let's go to Jeremiah. Hold on. Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 8. This is in the 1611 King James, all right? Hold on, man. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 8, in the 1611 King James. It says, the priest said not, where is the Lord? All right, because they didn't consider the Lord, okay? And they that handle the law knew me not, because they thought they could save themselves and you by just doing the law, and that's it. They didn't need any faith. All right, the pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. All right, hold on, because I'm about to go read some more. Hold on. Man. Verse 11, Jeremiah 2 and 11 says, hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. All right, we fell from our glory, man. We were known as the sons of God, and we fell for things that do not profit us. Let me find this. Uh, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Man, we don't even know what our power is. We have no idea, for the most part, our power. Again, Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. All right, let me go ahead and get the NLT. Let's see. This is in the NLT, Isaiah 1 and 3. Even an ox knows its owner, and a donkey recognizes its master's care. But Israel doesn't know its master. My people don't recognize my care for them. I got to read on. This is Isaiah 1 and 4 in the NLT. Oh, what a sinful nation they are, loaded down with a burden of guilt. They are evil people, corrupt children who have rejected the Lord. They have despised the Holy One of Israel and turned their backs on him. Verse 5. Why do you continue to invite punishment? Must you rebel forever? Your head is injured. Your heart is sick. All right. Oh. Isaiah 1 and 6 in the NLT. You are battered from head to foot, covered with bruises, welts, and infected wounds, without any soothing ointments or bandages. Your country lies in ruins, and your towns are burned. Foreigners plunder your fields before your eyes and destroy everything they see. Beautiful Jerusalem stands abandoned, like a watchman's shelter in a vineyard, like a lean-to in a cucumber field after the harvest, like a helpless city under siege. Now take heed to this too. Isaiah 1 and 9 in the NLT. If the Lord of heaven's armies had not spared a few of us, we would have been wiped out like Sodom, destroyed like Gomorrah. All right. And 2/3 of you over here in America, man, y'all not taking heed, which shows that we are not talking to you. The ones who are paying attention and listening and keeping these things that they hear in this prophecy, all right, that is who this message is for. Okay? You can get upset all you want to when you hear that this thing is not for anyone. You can buck up. You were meant to. Like we've said before, don't feel that bad. You were not kept out of these scriptures. You were put in here as a warning to those who are taking heed, to give us some comfort, because we see what's going to happen to you. I don't take pleasure in knowing what's going to happen to my family. What I take pleasure in knowing is that this is what the Lord planned. And if this be true, then the things after will be true. But you are going to have to learn by pain. We are learning by listening, reading, studying, having faith in these words, man. We are doing this before the trouble comes. Okay? We could be out here having fun, ignoring this word, especially after knowing the truth. We can put this book down and go out here and have fun, man. Like, fuck it, it's at the end. So let's just go enjoy life. No. All right? We actually believe in this, have faith in this. This is not just drawing near to the Lord with our mouths. Okay? This is true belief, and you see it in the Lord, in the men of the Lord, all right? You see it in not only what they speak, but how they walk in life. And that takes judgment too. That's for you people who say we're not supposed to judge. Well, judge with your eyes and ears. That the men of the Lord speak it, walk it. All right, speak, walk, and talk, or walk it and talk it. All right. Anyway, where were we? There's so much. Let me read. Let me read some more because I just seen something else now. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, and this is going to be, I'm going to read verse 12 and 13. Okay. But this is what the world should be put on. The world should be looking at our state. I mean, they see the top of the evil one. All right. They know that we are the sons of God. Okay. This world has witnessed a fall over all time. Our fall over all time. Our degeneracy gets more and more potent by the day. All right. More and more pushed out into the light how degenerate, sottish, which means stupid, ignorant, niggerish we are. All right. Blackish. Okay. How much we try to hold up to their standard of us. Real niggas. Okay. But they should not only be taking pleasure in that. All right. They should see that as an example of the Lord's hand working. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 2. This is 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, says the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. All right, the men of the Lord say that this truth is heavy, and it is, but y'all have no idea. As heavy as we know this to be, it would break you. And in the end, this world is going to be what breaks you. The Lord's word, all right? You are going to crumble, okay? We are taking heed and being reconciled to him, Lord willing, all right? But you and the rest of the world are going to crumble underneath this word, man. All right? I don't even remember where I was. This is Lamentations chapter 2. Okay. Again, Lamentations 2 and 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. Let's go back to Jeremiah. Let's go back to Jeremiah. All right, this is Jeremiah 5 and verse 31. All right. It reads, the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? All right. What are you going to do? The Lord has told you these two things, man. These people are prophesying falsely. All right. And the priests are ruling by their means. Okay. Hold on. We're not done yet. Jeremiah 14 and verse 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. All right, if somebody keep telling you what you like to hear, you're going to keep paying them. You're going to keep going back, and you're going to probably take friends, man. Friends, family. Friends and family playing. You really don't want to hear what the Lord is saying, man. Y'all don't want to hear it. I'm going to go ahead and read on. Jeremiah 14 and 15. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. Prophesy unto you peace. All right. Peace and love, man. Again, Jeremiah 14 and 15. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine, the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. Man. All right. Now hold on now. We got some more to go. Jeremiah 23 and 16. Hold on. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 16 in the King James 16:11. All right. It reads, thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. Man, verse 17. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. Man. For who hath stood in the counsel of the Lord, and hath perceived, and heard his word? For hath marked for or excuse me, who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. Verse 20. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. Man. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Man. Verse 23. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? And I have heard what the prophets said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. Amen. Lord is not mincing words. All right, so let's see what else is in Lamentation 2. All right, again, verse 14. That prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. All right, peace and safety, man. That's all they fucking tell you. Is there's nothing, there's no trouble coming. The Lord is all love. Again, verse 14 of Lamentation chapter 2. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity. They don't tell you about your sins to get you to turn from them. They tell you that the law is dead. All right, they tell you that whatever you do, all you got to do is keep coming back repenting. That's the circle that you're stuck in. Sin, repent, because you don't really believe, man. You have no faith. Your pastors and preachers don't tell you anything to lead you towards faith. All right, but that's how the Lord wrote it in them, and that's how the Lord put it in you to believe that lie. Those lies. Lamentation 2 and 14 again. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. And they keep you on that path that you're walking on, the path of death, the boulevard of broke dreams, man. Keep you away from the Lord, man. Verse 15 of Lamentation chapter 2. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? They know you not. They know you don't have the Lord in you, man. They know who do, though. They know who the Lord's men are. But they know they got enough grip on you to turn you away. All that individualism. You know, there's different perspectives, so I can see why the Bible is taken in different ways. There's only one way through this. There's only one path through these scriptures, and that's the Lord's path. Hey, you're right when you say you ain't gonna pick sides, you ain't gonna listen to what the true men of the Lord are telling you. You're just gonna put it in the Lord's hands, right? Let me find this. You ever heard this before? This is for you put it in the Lord's hands, people, without y'all not picking sides, so you're not picking the Lord's side, right? You're just straddling the fence. Okay? Most of the world will sit here and tell you that, well, saying in America, okay? They'll say that they picking the lesser of two evils between this presidential race. That's what it seems like you liking in picking the Lord or picking the world over. Are you putting him in the category of the lesser of two evils? Actually, the most of two evils, because you choosing the world side. You're not choosing the Lord's side. Is that how you see this? Who says you have to choose any of that evil? Why even take place or why even take part in the vote? The lesser of two evils is still evil. So why even take part in this? Oh, wait a minute. It's because the powers that be told you to take part in it. So that is who you want to listen to. You are afraid to lose rights that they gave you. All right, you fear them more than you fear the Lord. Listen to what you say and tell me if that's right or wrong. Am I misunderstanding that? This is for you not wanting to choose sides between the Lord and the world, okay? And saying that you want to leave it all in the hands of the Lord as people, okay? And listen to this. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. If you didn't understand that, Hebrews 10 and 31, again in the NLT. It is a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living God. So if you didn't understand what fearful meant, there's another word for you, terrible. It is a terrible thing. Hmm. You find this other one. This is red letter. This is John 12 and 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it. He that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. All right, the NLT, John 12 and 25. Those who love their life in this world will lose it. Those who care nothing for their life in this world will keep it for eternity. And that probably went over your head also. Let me see something. Man, I just went with some what was this called? I went to some cross references for that verse that we just read, John 12. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world uh, shall keep it unto life eternal. All right. Now let's see. Matthew 10 and 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. All right. Matthew 16 and 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Matthew 19 and 29. I'm not going to read all of these. I'm just going through a few. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. Luke 17:33, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. All right. And then, hold on a second. I got to read this. This is Luke 6, and I'm going to start at 44. I'm going to start at 43. All right. For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit. All right, let me see. I might read it in the NLT just so you understand. All right. Luke 6 and 43. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. A tree is identified by its fruit. Figs are never gathered from thorn bushes, and grapes are not picked from bramble bushes. A good person produces good things from the treasury of a good heart, and an evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart. What you say flows from what is in your heart. All right. And then the heading above 46 reads building on a solid foundation. It reads, so why do you keep calling me Lord, Lord, when you don't do what I say? I will show you what it's like when someone comes to me, listens to my teaching, and then follows it. It is like a person building a house who digs deep and lays the foundation on on solid rock. When the floodwaters rise and break against that house, it stands firm because it is well built. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and go back to Lamentations chapter 2. Okay, this is verse 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found it. All right, excuse me. We start over, verse 16. Lamentation 2 and 16 and the 16:11. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found. We have seen it. All right. Now, it made me think of this one. This is Psalm 83. This is Psalm 83, starting at verse 2. All right, it reads, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head." All right, the pride has come up because your countenance has gone down. The Lord has brought us down low. Okay. Verse 3, Psalm 83 and 3. "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." All right, verse 6. "The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Azar also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah." All right. So they are in confederacy. They are in they are in collusion. They are of one mind in this, to cut us off from being a nation. All right. You 2/3 just falling right upon their hand, man, right in their hand. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh and Yahushai. All right. That is why fear is important. Now you should be able to see how he is working with you, how he is working in you. So what is your end going to be? Do you even consider it? Do you know what's coming? Or you just think you can fight through the flames? Right? The Lord might have you burning for an hour. I just seen a video today. I don't know how long the dude was in. He fell in something that was hot. Now, he gave the temperature, and I can't even remember what the temperature was or what the thing was that was being turned into liquid. But he fell in this thing and crawled out. And I can imagine that I can't imagine. No. Nope. But he lost one of his legs below his knee, the toes on the other foot, all his fingers, right? I think he had knuckles on one. He had these knuckles left on one, but then the other one had to be cut, amputated. All right, and then I seen another video after that where he said the worst thing about it was losing the ones that he thought was solid, the ones that he thought was with him. Anyway, the point is, you think you're gonna fight through that fire? The Lord, I know dude wasn't in there for an hour. I know that. And I know whatever he fell into is not going to be as hot as these flames that the Lord has coming. And the Lord can set it up to have your ass burning for a fucking hour. You and your children. You could be taking this time to learn about the Lord, seek the Lord, call in his name, and your children could be watching you and learn the same things. All right? But you want to brush them off. When that first missile hits here and all these things get shaken around, okay? Really, what I mean to say is, when Jacob's trouble starts happening, and your kids, and your mother, your father, your sisters, your brother, even you yourself, when you get that thought in your head, what the fuck is going on? Where's my Bible? Where's that guy I seen on the corner? Let me go down there and see if he's down there to tell me what's happening next. That is coming. That is coming. Where's my brother that tried to tell me I can't get a hold of him? The phone's cut off. Power outage. That is coming. I wish I had listened, man. I wish I would have listened. I go through that now, and I'm doing the things to the best of my ability, right? But I still think about, man, if I would have listened earlier, man, if I just would have listened from the beginning of my life, right? But the Lord has wrote all this. It doesn't matter what I want or what I think I would have liked to happen. The Lord did everything perfectly, perfectly. All right, but that day is coming, man. What side you gonna be on that day? It's up to the Lord, man. Anyway, them flames gonna be hot. There ain't no telling how long the Lord gonna roast you in them, fry you in them. Okay. Where were we? Let's go to verse 17. Leviticus 2 and 17. All right. As a matter of fact, there's no nation that is with us. Okay. All these nations are against us. All right. But there are Israelites scattered in all nations. All right. But don't think another nation is for you. They have all hissed. What does it say? All, this is verse 16, Lamentation 2. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. All right. So Lamentation 2 and 17. The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down and hath not pitied, and he hath caused thine enemies to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversaries. You can't do shit to your enemies, man. The Lord set them up. Now let's go back to what did it say? The Lord hath done that which he had devised. We consider the Lord first in all things, man. Okay. We consider the Lord first in all things. Let's go to Leviticus 26. Hold on. Leviticus 26 and 16. I'm going to start at 14, all right? It says, but if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning egg that shall AGUE, not EGG, all right? And the burning egg that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And when you aren't doing this, putting what is right and good to the Lord uh, in your child's face by doing them yourself, or in your child's ear by speaking these things to him, guess what's going to happen? Hold on. You are sowing your seed in vain. And the enemy is going to, what did it say? The enemies shall eat it. All right. And plus, here, hold on. It's Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Which way should he go outside of this? Train up, again, Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is not to say that you can save your child, but you being an example might, all right? You never know. The Lord might say, okay, he might catch on, all right? It's up to the Lord, though, okay? Now let's go back to Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 17. The Lord hath done that which he had devised. All right, now let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28:15, and the heading above 15 reads consequences of disobedience. Okay, it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And everything that we have been through, all right, has been part of the curses. And yes, these curses bleed into the earth, right? But for the most part, they have taken hold of the nation of Israel, all right? For the most part, for the better part of this, the curses have fell on us, okay? So again, Lamentations chapter 2 and 17. The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down and hath not pitied. Don't matter your sex, your age, your height. Man. And he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up a horn. He hath set up the horn of thine enemies. And y'all just don't want to listen, man. You want to keep voting, even though you know both evil. You don't want to listen to this. You say it's all good, that the Lord loves you, but you don't want to listen to this. But you do want to vote. You know you're gonna vote. You know I've even heard. I don't even know who I'm gonna vote for, but I'm gonna go vote. Anyway, verse 18, Lamentation 2 and 18. Their heart cried unto the Lord, O wall of the daughter of Zion. Let tears run down like a river, day and night. Give thyself no rest. Let not the apple of thine eyes cease. And that's what the men of the Lord are doing down here. Crying day and night. All right, for these atrocities going on amongst Israelites. All right, towards Israelites. Okay, do you think that we cried day and night because the Lord can't see it? No, we know the Lord sees it, man. But this is a path that he told us to take. Okay, so we do it. It's as simple as that. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 17. Jeremiah 14:17 in the King James. It reads, therefore thou shalt say this word unto them. Let mine eyes run down with tears night and day, and let them not cease. For the virgin daughter of my people is broken with a great breach, with a very grievous blow. All right. Verse 18. If I go forth into the field, then behold the slain with the sword. And if I enter into the city, then behold them that are sick with famine. Yea, both the prophet and the priest go about into a land that they know not. All right, look at that in the spiritual sense too, man. Famine of what? All right, your mind probably went straight to food, but hey, man, without this word, okay, without this word, you are sick and you are famished. All right, it says both the prophet and the priest go about into a land that they know not. You know, they tell you about these other beliefs, but they have no part in telling you. I mean, they have no knowledge of these are other nations' beliefs. All right, this is not their power. All right, but the Lord has blocked them and told you these things to steer you off from the path of life. Okay. Now let's go to Lamentations chapter 1 and verse 16. All right. He reads, For these things I weep, mine eye runneth down with water, because the comforter that should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are desolate because the enemy prevailed. All right, we have the comforter. All right, the men of the Lord have the comforter here, which is the spirit of truth. All right, and we see uh, that you 2/3. All right, you're not going to find relief in those things that you are believing in. All right, you keep crying for lack of understanding, man, over death, over things going wrong in your life. Those are the times that you always run to the Lord too, man. He ain't gonna always be putting up with that shit, man. And you calling the wrong. I don't even know who you calling. Who you calling on? Because you don't want to hear this, which means you don't have faith in this, man. So who are you praying to when things go bad? Not to say that we aren't going through a lot of stuff, all right? But we understand. We have relief in having this comforter and understanding why things are the way that they are. Okay? All right. This is Lamentation. This is back in Lamentation 2 and 19. Arise, cry out in the night, in the beginning of the watches. Pour out thine heart like water before the face of the Lord. Lift up thy hands toward him for the life of thy young children. Thy faint for hunger in the top of every street. All right, and you can see this if you know where to look. If the Lord have given you enough of an eye salve where the true men of the Lord are in front of you, you know that this happens. Day and night, all day and all night. Videos going up of the truth. All right, telling you the same things over and over. Sticking to the scripture. Defending the scripture. This is happening at all types of days. I bet you, I'm not going to bet you, I'm not going to say that, but when I turn the signal to this phone back on after I get done with this video, my phone is going to be going off because of all the videos that were uploaded just while I was recording this one. Okay? That's the truth is going out into the world, man. And no one is going to have an excuse. You starting to see people that they found in the jungles, right? Getting the internet now. Getting addicted to porn now on the internet. They don't even have an excuse. The truth is out there, man. Hey, since the Israelites are everywhere, all right, it's going to resonate with somebody out there. All right, when one of them get a hold of this message, when the right one gets a hold of this message, and gets sealed, all right, when all the elect are sealed, man, things are going to go very quickly. All right, where were we? Because I don't even. Okay, this is verse 20 of Lamentations chapter 2. It reads, Behold, O Lord, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the women eat their fruit and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? Thy young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Thou hast called as in a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Lord's anger none escaped nor remained. Those that I have swaddled and brought up hath mine enemy consumed. All right, we're still being consumed to this day. All right, by the enemy through the power and spirit of Yahweh and Yahushai. All right, these things were meant to happen. All right, so filter yourself through these scriptures, repent and return, and pray. All right, that you are one of the people that the Lord will choose to sup with and allow the spirit of truth to come to, and that he will seal as one of his own when the day of the Lord comes, man. Because it's coming. All right. So with that, I hope that was clear. I don't know how that's going to come out, man. But it's going to come out the way the Lord meant it to. So with that, call halal. Oh, yeah. One more thing. I think after this one, Lord willing, all right, we're going to go into all Israel will be saved. All right, just that statement alone, too, is going to cause another doctrine to be bought out. Like, I don't know, motherfuckers is ignorant, man. Sodish, like the Lord called them. So I don't have to get frustrated, all right? Although I know there are some spirits that were meant to frustrate the men of the Lord are going to come, okay? But you're going to come with an excuse to act up just because you know all Israelites will be in the kingdom, all right? All right, the question is, how are you going to get there? Are you going to get there through fire, like actual fire, burnt up, through pain? Are you going to get there after you see your loved ones twisted up and mangled for not obeying the Lord, all right? Or are you going to take heed to these things now, before the trouble starts? All right, are you going, and you're not going to be able to fake it through this, okay? You are not going to be able to fake it. You're going to have to answer to the Lord when he comes back, period. Okay? But Lord willing, the next topic will be all Israel will be in the kingdom, okay? Or something to that effect. So with that, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant, all right, the elect of Israel. All right, with that, Lord will, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.